DIY friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danie and I am excited to continue my guest bedroom series, a series where I'm working to take it from its dark and moody nature and turn it into something a little bit lighter, brighter. It was kind of a dark academia mood before, but now we're going into a light academia mode. We're gonna be sprinkling in some English cottage meets modern vintage. These are all the things that I love, and if they're the things that you love too, then you have come to the right place. In this episode, we are going to be focusing back there on the good old headboard. I would love to bring some warm wood tones in here. I think it's just going to warm this space up even more, make it feel that cozy English cottage that I'm going for. And having a gable style home, having a knee wall such as this makes it very challenging for me to buy store-bought headboards. Unfortunately, it just doesn't fit, so I'd either have to buy something and kind of customize it, or we can build something ourselves. And I'm thinking, we got the DIY chops, so let's build a DIY custom headboard for this space. So grab your hot cold combos and get yourself cozy because we're going to the workshop. Editor, roll the tape. Boop. Pop up. There's so much hair on this bed now. You're shedding so much. Yeah, you don't care. I have a plan for this headboard that's gonna go behind this bed, but I kind of haven't worked out the nitty-gritty of this plan. Like, I have like the ideas in my head, but I don't have the measurements and I haven't really drawn it out yet. So I figured we can do all that together.
So you've done nothing?
I also wanted to share my mood board for this space. It's something I actually haven't shared in this series yet, and I thought that this would give you guys a really great kind of idea of the direction that I'm heading in. So I'm gonna pull up my mood board for you, and as you can see the colors that I was going with the Swiss coffee and the cocoa malt in the past episodes. But on top of that, we're gonna be bringing in that, you know, that light academia look, bringing in lots of antique vintagey books. I love the English cottage vibe with flowers and embroidery, having fun with the bedding, going for a gingham look. Kenobi, your butt's in the shot and it's a little embarrassing. Yeah. Oh, no, you can stay. I just didn't want your butt in the shot. There, lay down. Oh, that's so much better. Good boy. So that's the direction that I'm taking on the bedroom, just the general look. Now I want to plan out the headboard. To do that, I kind of find it helpful when I'm starting the design process of how I want it to look is just to be in the room, take a photo of the wall, and then start sketching some ideas. I'll show you a photo of that was kind of my inspiration for this. I'll pull it up right now. As you can see in this photo, the bed frame is obviously a canopy style. However, we're gonna like chop the canopy off and just focus on the back section there, where you just see a really nice wood element, which is the wood backboard, have these two rounded sides, and then we have this really cozy little pillow that hangs off of the two pillars on the side. And I have such great ideas for the pillow. I mean, we're gonna be sewing, which scares me a lot. But I got courage. We're gonna have courage, right, boo-boo? Right on. Right now, we need to actually build and plan this headboard. So I'm gonna take a picture of this bed. Well, first I'm gonna figure out where this bed needs to sit, and then we're gonna take a picture of the bed and then draw it out. All right, let's do this. Yay! Ta-da. Perfect. Okay, and now that we have our photo, we can pop this into Procreate, and now we can start sketching. Also, I forgot to mention that I'm going to be keeping the original bed frame. We're just gonna focus on what's gonna be the headboard, and then we'll attach the headboard to this bed frame and we'll all be hunky-dory. Okay, so I think I drew up a plan, at least how I want this to look so you guys can see the visualization of it, but I'll pull it up. Essentially what you can see here, we have two pillars on the side, a solid piece of wood on the back, and then we have this nice little tufted pillow that hangs off the two posts on the side. So let's talk about material then. So for the two posts, I really do want it to be nice and rounded. I just really like that look. I started looking up like larger dowels. They ran a fortune, like wow. And then I started looking up just hand handrails, like for stairways. If I go to my local lumber yard, they actually will sell you the handrails to the exact size you need. I'm gonna save a huge cost by doing it this way. And I think I'm gonna go for like a really good piece of plywood. If I can find the handrails in maple, I'm gonna get a maple plywood, but I'm also thinking I could probably get it in oak and then get a nice oak piece of plywood and then go from there. So I need to go get all my materials. We need to go to the lumber yard, so let's go get our stuff. Woohoo! Okay, I got my wood. Woohoo! Good morning, DIY friends. Are you ready to build a headboard? Because I am. It's actually a really nice day out today. Like sitting at -2, which isn't like bone chilling, but it does get a bit cool in here still because I don't have proper heat. So I just decided to open up the garage door. I might as well see some sun, let that sun heat come in, because honestly it felt warmer outside than it did in here. So I'm just gonna be moving around and then I'll get going. But I do have some hand warmers in my gloves today, so I should be good to go. Oh no, you can see my breath. I got a good attitude, I got the DIY spirit living inside me, and that's all I need. This is gonna be so cool. I just hope that this vision works out, because obviously we are using these handrails in a very unconventional way. This is a hardwood, so we do need to be careful. We gotta be pre-drilling today. We gotta make sure that we are using all the right screws, screws that are meant for hardwoods. But other than that, I think we're gonna be good. So the first thing I wanna do is get the handrails cut to size, and then we're gonna get our plywood sheet cut to size. We're gonna do some fancy things to it. We're gonna be pocket holing today. We should see this come together pretty quickly, which I'm pretty excited about. Woohoo! I'm warming up. All right, all we need is some good pump up tunes and we got this DIY started. So let's go make a headboard. Hit the jam. Okay, I feel like we are making great headway, rather great headboard way.
I would never say that again.
So I have the backboard piece here. I actually cut it a little bit longer, and I'm gonna tell you why. These were handrails. They actually have these little dados at the bottom, as you can see here. And what's great about that is when we go to line it up on the side, do you see that? We actually have a little groove for this to sit in. Isn't that brilliant? It's like it was meant to be. So we're gonna have the two handrails on each side, kind of acting as our posts, and then we're just gonna have the top. Now, I could just simply throw some edge banding along the top, call it a day, Bob's your uncle. However, I thought, wouldn't it be nice and make it look really finished if we actually went and cut the top at a 45-degree angle so that there's a little piece that sits on the front. So I actually cut two pieces so I could show you guys. So imagine this is the front board, and then this is gonna be the top piece here. So they're gonna line up nicely together, and then it's just gonna be one little flush edge, and we're just basically gonna have like a little top, essentially. Here's the problem with going with this DIY plan, is that the handrail, the section here is just a little bit bigger than obviously 3/4 inch. So by cutting this top to fill in that gap, you really won't be able to see it. Either way, I feel like this kind of solves a big problem, which is that gap and being able to see it. So what I have set up here is I got my table saw, and I'm actually gonna use my work table kind of as my outfeed table. I need to set this up at a 45-degree angle. We only need to cut it once because whatever the cutoff is what's gonna be the other piece to line it up. So I think this is gonna be real good, and let's go cut our top. Let's take our tops off. Okay, this is not that kind of channel. Woof.
somewhere we need to be, we just stay here. Like the feel of something new, showing up out of the blue, never been so clear. Psychedelic, maybe it's magic, maybe we're just high, one more hit to keep.
Okay, so VO Danie coming in here quickly. I wanted to note that I actually made a small boo-boo. One of my brad nails ricocheted right out of the front of my beautiful board because I wasn't paying attention clearly. I wasn't keeping my brad nailer straight, and I gotta say I was pretty mad at myself for this. So I actually ended up cutting a second 45-degree piece for the bottom, which is now the top. So the little mucked up end will just sit at the bottom where you're never gonna see it. So now I'm just gluing up the second one in place and brad nailing it from the top just so I don't make that mistake again. It sucks, but you know what? It happens and we just find solutions and move on. That's it. Okay, back to the story.
Kissing under summer moon, crashing waves in Malibu, no limitations. Oh, psychedelic, maybe it's magic, maybe we're just high, one more hit to keep this going on and on. I know that you want me in the morning, looking at me from the point of view. Somebody just like you, somebody just like you. Somebody just like you, somebody just like you.
Okay, friends, we have a headboard. Yay! I'm shook. I can't believe this worked. I'm a little peeved that I have an ugly little nick, but this is at the bottom, so you're never gonna see it. So what I want to do now is take some of the scrap oak that I had, and I'm going to fill in the gap that's right here. So I'm basically going to plane down a little piece to fit exactly in this little crevasse here. Luckily, I had some oak that was left over from an old project, so I'm just going to take one of these boards, keep running it through the planer until it's down to 1/4 inch, cut it up to the size that I need, and then we're good to go. We are about to make a giant mess. So to plane this down, I pulled out my rusty old bucket planer, this guy right here. I call her Old Reliable. She is a rusty bucket, but you know what? She works, and that's all that matters to me. Let's turn her on and let's see if she'll run. Which is questionable every time I use it. Woohoo! Good morning, friends. It's been an eventful morning already for me. Pop-Up decided to join me today. He was feeling a little lonely inside, so I brought him out. Thought he would have some love, because we're not really working with like very loud power tools. Well, just one, and then we're all done. So a short amount, he should be okay. Check this out. I really wanted to round the top of the posts for the bed. I just didn't really like how, just how sharp this edge was. So I thought if I could round it out, it would look quite nice. I'd never, ever go into a project without testing and making sure that I feel confident before I go into the actual piece. Because as you can see, I mucked up this side pretty bad. So I think we got it down. I feel confident going into the actual piece to make this happen now. To get this nice rounded edge, I'm using my router and I'm using a bit. So as you can see, it's a round over. So it's just gonna round out the whole thing, and depending on what depth you play with will depend on how much it cuts out. So you kind of have to play around with it and just do it on a test piece before you actually like get on your actual project, and you just don't want to ruin it, right? So yeah, we're gonna do that to this. I gotta secure this up so that I can properly route it. And then once that's done, we can lightly sand this whole piece down, and then we get to go play with stain. Just cross fingers. Oh my gosh, and pray to the DIY gods. Here we go. I don't know what color stain this headboard should be. However, we're going to do some testing. As I expected, I'm kind of thinking early American. So how do I know if I got the right color? I just compare it to my dog. Did I match my dog? We did it, boo-boo! Yes, you sweet boy. Okay, friends, we are gonna sew. Yes, ma'am, we are gonna sew. I'm very nervous for this, but you know what? I'm just gonna look fear in the eye and say, no ma'am, not today. So I want to show you the bedding that's going to be on the bed. I love this so much. So this is from a brand called Piglet in Bed. I really wanted something very like cottage chic, something with a really bold pattern. And when I saw this, I was like, this is perfect. I'm so excited for this. I can't wait to put this on the bed, but I really wanted this pillow to hang on the backboard. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want something that's going to fight with this pattern. I mean, I know you can mix and match patterns to kind of give it that grandma chic look, but that's not really what I was going for. So I ended up finding this really nice oatmeal cloth that matches the oatmeal color that's in this. And then I figured we'll make the back piece, the pillow, with the oatmeal. I have these beautiful ribbons that are in the same color. Well, I matched it as best as possible to the berry, and I figured these can be the ties on the side. And then I got this wool yarn, wool? What is this? Yarn. It's yarn. I got some yarn also in the berry color, and we're gonna use this to tuft the pillow and kind of give it some cute little crosses all the way across. I think this is a good plan. It's a plan, sort of. Okay. Do I look like I know what I'm doing? I hope so. To put like laser levels on this thing. Do I do that? No, wait, no, I do this because I would be doing a cross stitch. Okay, so this will get sewed into the corner. So we need to do this, this, and that. Right? Oh wait, right. This needs to go inside Yes, and then we tie this here like that. Oh boy. Okay, got that. Yeah, that's there. She's on. Foot pedal is in place. Do I need to do anything? Do I touch this? All right, are we ready? Just go slow. Just go slow. I don't think that was supposed to happen. Maybe we don't do a pillow.
A few moments later.
Okay, follow up. I've been informed that Walmart has sewing machine needles that I can use in this machine. I'm gonna go pick them up and hopefully we can put this machine back together again. We're gonna try again. Everything is gonna be all right. I can't believe I did it. Oh my God, I feel so accomplished. Ha. Look at that. Oh my God, look at me, I'm under the clouds.
All right, BO Danie popping in here again because the visuals are not helpful. So as my inspo photo went, I wanted to create the cross stitches on the front. I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea what I was doing, but you know me, you just give her a go and see what happens. I did end up creating a little template to help me keep the stitches consistent in size across the pillow. I would mark the front and back, making little dots, then would connect the dots as I pull through the wool from the back of the cushion to the front with a large needle. My first two, it did not look great from the back, but as I kept working my way down the pillow, I figured out a way to make the back look just as nice as the front, well, sort of, you know? I kind of gave it like a ditto looking mark or a quotation, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, not my best work here, but as a newbie sewer, honestly, I don't think I did half bad. And then at the end of this long DIY day, I had my husband Jeff help me get the headboard upstairs because I wanted to drill holes into my metal bed frame. Once there, I could line the headboard and again use the drill to mark where the holes properly line up. I then brought the headboard to the studio space, drilled the holes very straight all the way through the headboard, cleaned it off, and finished the day putting a protective finish in satin on top.
Yeah, this was weird. Love gable style homes, they're the best. Hello friends, good morning. Today is the day we finally have a bed frame and a bed that's gonna get made up and it's gonna look beautiful. So my sewing skills aren't amazing, but I mean, how cute is this? Come on. I don't think I did half bad, you know? As like a first try, I mean, like, look at that seam at the top. So yesterday, you saw me drill some holes in my bed. So what I was doing was preparing for hardware so we could attach it to the bed. It's actually an IKEA bed frame. It used to have like a metal rack along the top. So I removed that and now we're just going to attach this new bed frame. And now I don't need to buy a whole bed. I think in total, I will put the total cost on the screen here, which honestly, is amazing. Headboards out there cost so much money, and if you want to buy a bed frame, it costs so much money. So the fact I was able to do this for under $300, I mean, that's a win in my books. So what I have here is a set of washers. I got some bolts, and I got, well, a nut and a bolt. So So I did 2 holes on this side, 1 in the middle, and then 2 on the other side. So I think we're gonna have a headboard in literally 2 seconds. So let's go attach this headboard, shall we? Oh, hello. Why is it so hot in here? Why is it so hot in here? That was so much more work than it was meant to be. The middle hole was just like a little off, like the metal was just a little off. It's okay, I re-drilled it. It's all fine. Oh my God, this looks so good. Okay, I'm gonna vacuum back here and then we're gonna put the bedding on. I got the sheets to put on, all the pillows and the hanging pillow top. So let's put this together and see what it looks like. Ah, I'm so excited. Well, DIY friends, I finished the headboard and honestly, I could not be happier. We all remember the vision, the drawn vision that I created at the beginning of this week. Well, I think this was the vision. I mean, my drawing wasn't very good, but I definitely had the vision and I think it turned out great. Actually, the headboard turned out way better than I was expecting. I knew that the handrails were gonna work, but honestly, they worked. Oh my goodness, it looks like a bought piece, and that's the sign of a great DIY in my books. The pillow looks like a DIY. You know what I mean? But it's cute as a button, honestly, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. So I'm thrilled, but you guys should let me know, what did you think of this DIY? What did you think of the pillow? Is this something that you would create for yourself over the weekend? And what would you have changed? Would some of you have kept it that lighter white oak, maybe give it a bit of a Scandi look, or would you have maybe stained it up a different color? Let me know in the comment section below. And of course, sending so much love to my Patreon family. If any of you are not on my Patreon, you're looking for a place of DIYers to chat DIY, to ask questions, ask for advice, my Patreon is definitely the place for you. Come join us on the Discord. Or hey, maybe you just like watching my content, but you want to do it ad-free and brand-free, then come support me and enjoy my content. Plus, my Patreon is filled with a bunch of really cool people, and right now we're doing a cool DIY thrift swap challenge with everyone around the world. So how cool is that? And you know what I loved about this project more than anything else? That it's just the beginning. I have so many DIYs going into this space that we have yet to build, and we are going to be building it in the coming weeks. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out. But as always, my friends, stay positive, stay creative, keep on DIYing, and love your magic. Bye-bye.